Ah, Mr. Collins, he's such a joy. Hey y'all, welcome to the channel. I'm Xavier, and today we're gonna be watching Pride and Prejudice. It's the 2005 version with Keira Knightley and Matthew Macfadyen. So truth be told, this was a last-minute decision to watch this movie instead of another one. That's what I was planning to do, and this was mostly because it's leaving Netflix soon. So I figured, you know, why not? And so here I am. I will preface this by saying I see that there are a lot of versions of this movie. The most popular one would be this 2005 version, and there's also a 1995 version of the movie, and they're all based on the novel Pride and Prejudice by Jane Austen, and that was a long time ago. I will put the date out somewhere here, but yeah. So set that out of the way, and I realized that there's been like a lot. Let's say a lot of versions. There have even been versions based on the book that aren't actually on the book, like Bridget Jones's Diary. So that film is loosely connected to the 1995 version because Colin Firth was in both movies, and they share similar writers and everything. And when they were doing everything, they were trying to get some cross connection, everything. So and I see like a zombie version and stuff like that. And there's this Pride and Extreme Prejudice. I think that's like, I'm guessing that's like a violent version with guns and whatever, and also I see a couple Christmas versions and everything. So yeah, everybody's putting their spin on it. I'm gonna keep this short. Let me just run into what the synopsis says. Headstrong Elizabeth Bennet, Keira Knightley, and proud Mr. Darcy, Matt Macfadyen. Wait, Fad. Anyway, I'll figure out how to pronounce his name later. Dance around their feelings in the swoony Jane Austen adaptation. Let's get into it. Hey, I know that lady. I've seen her face in a few movies or TV shows before.
Mr. Bingley, right from the north. 5,000.
And a large popcorn.
A large? You got money. He got money. Get it all for him. He's single. Who's single? Mr. Bingley, apparently.
Well, how can that possibly affect them?
Oh, that's my name there, who just passed,
So that is his design in settling here.
Let us go and visit him
oh
at
gosh,
once.
Donald Sutherland.
For we may not visit if you do not, as you well know.
I know those
Mr.
two
Bennet.
other actresses too,
Have a listen.
who are playing our sisters, I assume.
Is he amiable?
Who? Is he handsome? Who?
He's sure to be handsome.
With 5,000 a year, it would not matter if he had warts and a leer.
Who's got warts?
I will give my hearty consent to his marriage.
I don't know her though.
Oh, we trim your new bonnet. 2 weeks. I'll pay 2 weeks. I'll do it. Should you take it for
See, I was talking a lot, so I might have missed something there, but I think the dowry, or no, he's paying Mr. Bennet 5,000 a year or something like that for one of the daughters.
They're not all bad.
Humorless poppycocks in my limited experience.
One of these days, Lizzie, someone will catch your eye, and then you'll have to watch your tongue.
How good of you to come.
Is this the famous guy, Mr.
Well, he's on the right, and on the left is his sister.
And the person with the quizzical brow?
That is his good friend, Mr. Darcy. And he owns half of Derbyshire.
The miserable half.
Oh, that's what he earns. Oh, my bad. Okay, I think so. Okay, so that's Mr. Darcy. And on the left, with the, I think, orangish ginger hair is Mr. Bingley. Whoa, this guy is not fun at all. He's miserable. Elizabeth was right.
And I'm not suggesting you can't read out of doors, of course.
I wish I read more, but there always seems to be so many other things to do.
Yes, that's exactly what I meant.
Will you dance, Mr. Darcy?
Not if I can help it.
Yeah, I believe you. I believe him.
But her sister Elizabeth is very agreeable.
Perfectly tolerable, I dare say. Not handsome enough to tempt me. You'd better return to your partner and enjoy her smiles. You're wasting your time with me.
Oh, that's gonna be a blow to the ego for Elizabeth.
If he liked you, you'd have to talk to him.
Precisely. As it is, I wouldn't have danced with him for all of Derbyshire, let alone the miserable half.
Alright, okay, alright. I just caught that they use handsome to describe both male and female. Interesting how, if that's accurate, that the word has been just attributed to men only recently these days. Not only, but mainly, you know.
Your friend Miss Lucas is a most amusing young woman.
Oh, yes, I adore her.
It is a pity she's not more handsome.
Mama?
Ho, brother, whoa, now. You got too much dip on your chip.
Oh, wow.
Of course, it's my Jane who is considered the beauty of the county. When she was only 15, there was a with her that I was sure he would make her an offer.
I'm dead.
So what do you recommend to encourage affection?
Dancing. Even if one's partner is barely tolerable.
Oh, okay. Sharp wit on you. She's so pleased with herself. I will be too. I get it.
Sensible, good humour.
Handsome, conveniently rich.
I have driven by lots of money.
But it helps.
Mr. Darcy. I'd more easily forgive his vanity had he not wounded mine. But no matter, I doubt we shall ever speak again.
Well, that's wrong.
It is from Caroline Bingley. She has invited me to dine with her. Her brother will be dining out.
Dining out? She'll go on horseback.
Horseback?
It's about to rain. I don't think she can go on horseback.
No, she'll have to stay the night, exactly as I predicted.
Good grief, woman. Your skills in the art of matchmaking are positively occult.
She's an icon, she's a legend, and she is the moment.
Though I don't think, Mama, you can reasonably take credit for making it rain. This is ridiculous.
Well, if Jane does die, it'd be a comfort to know it was in pursuit of Mr. Bingley.
But she may well perish with the shame of having such a mother. I must get another fill at once.
Okay, so I see why she sent her on horseback. So that she was hoping something would happen so that Jane would have to stay there. Okay. Alright, I see the play.
Good Lord, Miss Elizabeth, did you walk here?
I did. I'm so sorry. How is my sister?
She's upstairs.
Thank you.
Okay. Alright, what was that?
My goodness, did you see her hem? 6 inches deep in mud. She looked positively medieval.
He didn't mind though, it looks. He didn't mind at all.
I mean, it's not a pleasure that she's ill, of course not. It's a pleasure that she's here, being ill.
Yeah, I get you, bro. It's cool, bro. I get you. We understand.
You dropped something. They pick it up and then you're introduced.
Did not work at all. Yikes. Rough. Rough, rough, rough.
The word is indeed applied too liberally. I cannot boast of knowing more than half a dozen women in all my acquaintance that are truly accomplished.
She must have a thorough knowledge of music, singing, drawing, dancing, and the modern languages to deserve the word.
Oh, okay.
And of course she must improve her mind by extensive reading.
I'm no longer surprised at your knowing only 6 accomplished women. I rather want to know at your knowing any.
Are you so severe on your own sex?
I never saw such a woman.
Maybe it's that I find it hard to forgive the follies and vices of others, or their offences against me. My good opinion, once lost, is lost forever.
Oh, sorry, bro.
Oh dear, I cannot tease you about that. What a shame, for I dearly love to laugh.
A Mrs. Bennet, a Miss Bennet, a Miss Bennet, and a Miss Bennet.
When your sister is recovered, you shall name the day.
I think a ball is a perfectly irrational way to gain new acquaintance. It would be better if conversation, instead of dancing, were the order of the day.
Yeah,
Indeed, much more rational, but rather less like a ball.
Thank you, Mary.
I agree with Mary. Mary speaks sense there. Okay. A little hint there, a little hint.
Because the estate passes directly to him and not to us poor females.
Mr. Collins at your service. These are the kind of little delicate compliments which are always acceptable to the ladies and which I conceive myself particularly bound to pay.
How happy for you, Mr. Collins, to possess the talent for flattering with such delicacy.
They arise chiefly from what is passing at the time, and though I do sometimes amuse myself with arranging such little elegant compliments, I always wish to give them as unstudied an air as possible.
Ooh.
Oh, believe me, no one would suspect your manners to be rehearsed.
And I have to inform you that the eldest Miss Bennet has captured my special attention.
She's already got somebody.
Hint that the eldest Miss Bennet is very soon to be engaged.
Yeah.
Engaged?
Yeah, you're late.
Honestly, not you agree, Mr. Collins.
Indeed. Indeed.
he does.
An agreeable alternative.
Yeah, he is not very fond of it. Not fond at all.
And buckles. When it comes to buckles, I'm lost.
Dear, oh dear. You must be the shame of the regiment.
What laughing stock? Allow me to oblige.
Oh, no, Mr. Wickham, please.
Oh, alright, this bro's doing tricks, alright.
Be sure to invite Mr. Wickham. He is a credit to his profession.
Lydia, you can't invite people to other people's balls.
Oh, whoa, okay.
Of course you must come, Mr. Wickham. If you'll excuse me, ladies, enjoy the day.
What's the bad blood there?
Forgive me, but are you acquainted with him?
Yeah, they look like they knew each other.
My father managed his estate.
Okay.
We grew up together, Darcy and I.
Did he fire your father?
His father bequeathed me the rectory in his estate, but Darcy ignored his wishes and gave the living to another man. His father... Well, he loved me better and Darcy couldn't stand it.
Oh, damn.
How cruel.
So now I'm a poor foot soldier, too lowly even to be noticed.
Rough. That's rough, buddy. That's rough. Is future stolen? I'm probably sure there's probably more to it from Darcy's side. And I guess we'll find out eventually. Okay, so Mary, Jane, Lydia, Elizabeth. There's the other one, I'm not really sure.
Well, how could Mr.
What's her
Darcy do
name?
such a thing?
Are you looking for someone?
No. No, not at all. I was just admiring the general splendour.
That's a lie.
Have you seen Mr. Wickham?
No. Perhaps he's through here.
Wait, I don't think Charlotte is one of the Bennets. I don't think she's, no. She's just, a friend. Yeah.
In fact, several people, well, her ladyship included, have complimented me on my lightness of foot.
Alright.
To be sure, dancing is of little consequence to me, but it does afford the opportunity to lavish To lavish upon one's partner.
My informant tells me that he would have been less inclined.
Delicate attentions, which is my...
But he would be less inclined.
It is my intention, if I may be so bold, to remain close to you throughout the evening.
Alright, so let me put that forward. 2 combos at the same time. Intriguing.
May I have the next dance, Miss Elizabeth?
I'm shocked. This is shocking news.
You may.
Oh, he's dancing. Wow.
It would be most inconvenient since I've sworn to loathe him for all eternity.
Yeah, that would be a problem. Definitely a problem.
You talk as a rule while dancing?
No. No, I prefer to be unsociable and taciturn. Makes it all so much more enjoyable, don't you think?
Oh yeah, absolutely, absolutely.
Question.
To make out your character, Mr. Darcy.
And what have you discovered?
Very little. I hear such different accounts of you as puzzle me exceedingly.
You guys are not dancing. Oh! They're doing the just them in the room thing. But I'm not sure it's warranted. Okay. I like that cut though. I like that cut that they did right there. I like that cut.
Mr. Darcy. Mr. Darcy. Good evening.
What interesting relatives you have, Miss Elizabeth.
Very dear. You've delighted us long enough.
Since I was a child.
When my Jane married him so grand, must throw her sisters in the way of other rich men.
Everybody's just moving around the room, looking and oh yeah, and talking, all that.
Clearly my family are having a competition to see who can expose themselves to the most ridicule.
Well, at least Bingley has not noticed.
Oh, bro! Mrs. Bennet, you are too happy. Chill out. You're too happy. There's happy and then there's too happy.
You what?
Oh, I've never had such a good time in my life.
Oh, she definitely had a good time. Ah, damn, his sister is not a fan.
Jane. Jane.
He would stay, but he can't.
And now, nothing remains but for me to assure you in the most animated language of the violence of my affections.
Mr. Collins! You are too hasty, sir. You forget that I have given no answer.
I must add that Lady Catherine will thoroughly approve when I speak to her of your modesty, economy, and other amiable qualities.
I regret that I must decline it.
I know ladies don't seek to seem too...
No.
I am perfectly serious. You could not make me happy, and I'm convinced I'm the last woman in the world who could make you happy. Mr. Collins.
So I must conclude that you simply seek to increase my love by suspense.
Sir.
According to the usual practice of elegant females.
Sir.
Nope. That's not it. That's not it,
I
bro.
am not the sort of female to torment a respectable man. Please understand me. I cannot accept you.
Mary's interested though, for some reason. But she's different.
We'll have this little hiccup dealt with immediately.
That scene.
Your mother will never see you again if you do not marry Mr. Collins, and I will never see you again if you do.
Mr. Bennet. Thank you, Papa.
People who suffer as I do from nervous
Oh boy. Alright, so they're outskills. Caroline said no, and so that's that.
Caroline sees that her brother is in love with you and is taking him up to persuade him otherwise.
But I know her to be incapable of willfully deceiving anyone. It's far more likely that he does not love me and never has.
He loves you, Jane. Do not give up.
Yeah, he does. He's very much enamored with her. Wait, who's that?
Charlotte.
My dear Lizzie, I've come here to tell you the news.
Oh.
Mr. Collins and I are engaged.
To be married?
Yes, of course, Lizzie. What other kind of engaged is there?
She was eyeing him up.
I'm 27 years old. I've no money and no prospects. I'm already a burden to my parents. And I'm frightened. So don't judge me, Lizzie. Don't you dare judge me.
Hey, it's understandable. It is what... It's the times 27 and not unmarried. Yeah, you're a burden as a woman in these times.
I hate the patriarchy.
You're basically an old maid. Oh, we're seeing the passage of time. Okay.
Well, up and about.
I thought he would marry Mary, you know. I thought he would marry Mary, but apparently not.
Encourages me to spend as much.
Damn.
My dear, I think our guest is tired after her journey.
I plan many improvements, of course. I intend to throw out a bough and plant a lime walk. Oh, yes, I flatter myself that any young lady would be happy to be the mistress of such a house.
Bro, they're not listening to... Yeah. Mr. Collins. He's such a joy. Oh, Judi Dench.
Rub alone cost upwards of £300.
Mr. Darcy? What are you doing here?
I trust your family is in good health, Miss Elizabeth.
They are, thank you.
I haven't been fortunate enough, no.
Play the pianoforte, Miss Bennet.
A little, ma'am, and very poorly.
Oh. Do you draw?
Nope.
No, not at all.
Has your governess left you?
We never had a governess.
No governess?
No, no governess.
5 daughters brought up at home without a governess. I never heard such a thing. The younger ones out before the elders are married. Your youngest sisters must be very young.
Yes, my youngest is not 16.
Upon my word, you give your opinion very decidedly for so young a person.
Yes, she does.
Pray, what is your age?
With 3 younger sisters grown up, your ladyship can hardly expect me to own to it. Lady Catherine, I'm not afflicted with false modesty. When I say I play poorly...
Come, Lizzie. Her ladyship demands it.
Oh boy, let's see how this goes. Okay, so it's not horrible. It's not great though either.
I do not have the talent of conversing easily with people I have never met before.
Perhaps you should take your aunt's advice and practice.
Yeah, you should. Oh yeah, he's definitely interested in Miss Elizabeth.
Mr. Darcy.
Kinda
Please do be seated.
rude to just burst in like that, I think.
She could not have bestowed her kindness on a more grateful subject.
Wait, is this the rectory that Mr. Wickham should have gotten? I thought that earlier, but I'm just wondering.
Which are only to be obtained through intercourse. Forgive me, through the intercourse of friendship.
He saved the man from an imprudent marriage.
Who was the man?
Oh.
His closest friend. Charles Bingley?
Her lack of fortune.
I think it was a family that was considered unsuitable.
Oh. I love that. I love that little. He looks up and the shot changes. Dig it. I love it. I love it. Is that Mr. Darcy?
Miss Elizabeth, I have struggled in vain and I can bear it no longer. I'm starting all these things and I'm willing to put them aside and ask you to end my agony.
I don't understand.
I love you.
Oh, whoa, okay, bro. The L word.
Might I ask why with so little endeavour at civility I am thus repulsed?
And I might as well inquire why, with so evident a design of insulting me, you chose to tell me that you like me against your better judgment.
No, believe me, I
if
didn't
I
mean...
was uncivil, then that is some excuse, but I have other reasons. You know I have.
What reasons?
Tempt me to accept the man who has ruined, perhaps forever, the happiness of a most beloved sister. You deny it, Mr. Darcy.
Are you going to die?
I watched them most carefully and realised his attachment was deeper than hers.
That's because she's shy.
Bingley, too, is modest and was persuaded she didn't feel strongly
Because
for him.
you suggested it.
I did it for his own good.
My sister hardly shows her true feelings to me, sir.
It was the lack of propriety shown by your mother, your 3 younger sisters, even on occasion your father.
What does propriety mean in this instance?
Your behaviour towards him.
You take an eager interest in that gentleman's
He
concerns.
told me of his misfortune.
Thank you for explaining so fully. Perhaps these offences might have been overlooked had not your pride been hurt by my honesty in admitting scruples about our relationship. Could you expect me to rejoice in the inferiority of your circumstances?
And those are the words of a gentleman. From the first moment I met you, your arrogance and conceit, your selfish disdain for the feelings of others, made me realise that you were the last man in the world I could ever be prevailed upon to marry.
Oh, wow. That made him once or more, I think. Are they gonna kiss? Oh, wow. Okay, sorry. It looked like they were gonna kiss. I'm sorry. That was kinda... Yeah, a little toxic, but a little fun. If you get me. Wait, stop raining like immediately, and then we're cut to this darkness. Oh, immaculate filmmaking, immaculate. Oh, I love this. The fade from the day to the night, and her from the window to this painting, or is it a mirror? I don't know. Very much approve.
I shall not renew the sentiments which were so disgusting to you. But if I may, I will address the 2 offences you have laid against me.
Alright. Address them.
He demanded the value of the living which he was given, and which he gambled away within weeks. He came back to see us last summer, at which point he declared passionate love for my sister, whom he tried to persuade to elope with him. When it was made clear he would never receive a penny of that inheritance, he disappeared. I will not attempt to convey the depth of Georgiana's despair. She was 15 years old. As to the other matter, that of your sister and Mr. Bingley.
Yeah?
Though the motives which governed me may to you appear insufficient, they were in the service of a friend.
Are you all right?
Clearly not.
I hardly know.
Okay, we need to see more about Mr. Bingley and Jane. I'm sure there's more to that later. About them.
If you, dear father, do not take the trouble to check her, she will be fixed forever as the silliest and most determined flirt who ever made her family ridiculous. And Kitty will follow, as she always does.
Ah, Kitty, that's the other name, right? I remember that now.
Colonel Foster's a sensible man. He will keep her out of any real mischief.
Well, yeah.
But teach her her own insignificance. In her head, she can hardly grow any worse.
Damn.
If she does, you'd be obliged to lock her up for the rest of her life.
Rough, harsh.
District is not Brighton, and
oh, I know this actress.
Which may influence your.
Do I know him too?
Did he mention Mr. Bingley?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh wow, she's lying to her. I gotta say, I really love the oh gosh, the cinematography and the direction of this film. It's really appealing to me. They're making it work. They're doing their thing. I dig it.
Where exactly are we? I think we're quite close to Pemberley.
Oh, Lizzie's accompanying them.
I'd rather not. He's so...
So what?
He's so rich.
By heavens, Lizzie, what a snob you are. Objecting to poor Mr. Darcy because of his wealth. The poor man can't help it.
Wait, why isn't the sister with them? Or is she coming later? I wonder. That was not explained properly to me. As in, why is the sister coming with them?
Keep up.
Ooh, that's a cool statue. Oh, a statue of himself. Oh, it's just a bust. Okay.
Do you not think him a handsome man, miss?
Yes.
Ah, some truth.
Yes, I dare say he is.
Is she, like, feeling him now?
Miss Georgiana.
Are we gonna see Georgiana? Oh, okay, I'm assuming that she was so lost in Mr. Darcy's face that they all moved on without her, and she's just like how with he dropped off the letter and the time had passed and she never realized. Yeah, I think that's the same thing that happened right there. Is that Georgiana playing the pianoforte? Yeah, I think it is. Oh, he's back.
Miss Elizabeth!
I thought you were in London.
No. No, I'm not.
But yeah, obviously.
I'm in Devonshire with my aunt and uncle.
And are you having a pleasant trip?
Very pleasant.
Oh, they're...
You don't mind delaying our journey another day, do you?
He particularly wants you to meet his sister.
Okay, is this gonna change our mind? But also, I just realized that said Colonel Forster, whatever. Those are not those people. They're the aunt and uncle who came with Jane. And so they're just going back to London. And so
Miss Elizabeth!
Kitty, whatever, and Lydia are going to Brighton's another way.
Your unfortunate brother once had to put up with my playing for a whole evening.
But he says you play so well.
Then he has perjured himself most profoundly.
I played quite well.
Oh, quite well is not very well. I'm satisfied.
Do you play duets, Miss Elizabeth?
Only when forced.
Brother, you must force her.
Is their father dead? Is that the news?
Lydia has run away. I fear she's lost forever.
Oh, wow. That's wild.
I might have prevented all this merely by being open with my sisters.
Yeah, that would have helped.
We'll join Mr. Bennet and find Lydia before she ruins the family forever.
When she had found out the news about Mr. Wickham, if she told Jane, Jane would have been able to spread it to the other family, and I see why Elizabeth feels like it's her fault. Obviously, it's not entirely her fault because, you know, Lydia is her own person, but she knows how Lydia is.
Such fluttering
The mother is most dramatic. So very dramatic.
How could she do such a thing to her poor mamma?
He's far richer than us and has no children. A daughter married.
Is that really all you think about?
Yeah.
When you have 5 daughters, Lizzie, tell me what else will occupy your thoughts, and then perhaps you will understand.
I kind of get it.
Oh, Mama. You must all go to Brighton. That is the place to get husbands.
Like Mr. Darcy.
He was the one that discovered us. He paid for the wedding, Wickham's commission, everything. But don't tell anyone, he told me not to tell.
There's nothing so bad as parting with one's children. One seems so forlorn without them.
Mr. Bingley is returning to Netherfield.
Mr. Bingley? I'm sure I never want to see him again, no. We shan't mention a word about it. Is it, why he thinks we should be interested, I've no idea. Come along, girls.
Of course, you're interested.
Mr. Bingley!
Mr. Bingley? Oh, my goodness. Everybody behave naturally.
Kitty, get this here. No, the ribbons, the ribbons, the ribbons.
Mr. Darcy and Mr. Bingley.
Oh boy. Look at that. They did all that in such a very good time.
My Jane looks well. Does she not?
Does indeed. Well, we must be going, I think. Darcy?
Most extraordinary.
We were going to walk in, and she was going to say, sit down now.
Oh, this is cute. This is cute. I love it. I love it, man. I love it.
I'm sorry, though, that he came with Mr. Darcy. Don't say that.
They've made... They have made up. They're cool now.
So blind. What do you mean?
Is she gonna say...
It's him! He's back! He's come again!
She was just about to say that she likes Mr. Darcy.
First, I must tell you I've been the most unmitigated and comprehensive ass.
Yes, yes.
1,000 times, yes.
The Lord
Okay, I need to look up the cast because there are so many familiar faces, like I said earlier. So many familiar faces. I need to see what I've seen them in before. I like that Mr. Darcy has righted his wrongs. Miss Lydia wasn't a wrong of his, per se, but he cares for the family, so... Well, cares for Elizabeth.
And be so generous with the rest.
He cares for Elizabeth, so he did that for Lydia.
Feel the influence of those passions and emotions.
Carrie Mulligan. That's her name. Oh my gosh. I can't believe I forgot it. Carrie Mulligan.
Could I offer you a cup of tea, perhaps, your lady?
Absolutely not. I need to speak to Miss Elizabeth Bennet alone. A report of a most alarming nature has reached me that you intend to be united with my nephew, Mr. Darcy. And will you promise never to enter into such an engagement?
I will not, and I certainly never shall.
Yeah, you can't make her promise that.
You have insulted me in every possible way and can now have nothing further to say.
Yeah, away from yourself.
I must ask you to leave immediately.
Exactly right.
Good night.
Get out of the house, lady.
I have never been thus treated in my entire life.
Well, you deserve to be. Oh, I love this establishing shot. And then her walking into frame. Yeah. Okay, I understand where the pride is, and now I understand the prejudice. Okay, Pride and Prejudice. I'll expound more in the discussion. The This looks like some kind of blue screen or green screen. Or maybe it's just the how they did the shots, but it looks like blue or green screen. I don't know. You know, him walking up here, it kind of seems like surreal, like fairy tale like, you know? Like they're meeting at the same place at the same time, unplanned.
After what you have done for Lydia, and I suspect for Jane also, it is I who should be making amends.
Yeah, that would be helpful.
Surely you must know it was all for you.
It definitely was.
If your feelings are still what they were last April, tell me so at once. My affections and wishes have not changed. But one word from you will silence me forever. If, however, your feelings have changed, you have bewitched me, body and soul, and I love you.
Okay.
I never wish to be parted from you from this day on.
He's making a big play. Will it work? Yes, it will. But wow. Oh, that is wonderful. What a shot. I love it. I love it. Cute.
Are you out of your senses? I thought you hated the man.
No, Papa. I love him. What he's done
What has he done?
must have been wrong.
Won't be the first time, will it?
We misjudged him, Papa, me more than anyone, in every way, not just in this matter.
Yes, you did.
I've been nonsensical.
No. It was fair.
I've been a fool about Jane, about so many other things, but then so have I.
Yeah, that is true. Yes.
You see, he and I are
Prideful.
so similar.
Right? In terms of the pride.
We're both so stubborn.
Clocked it.
Clock that T. Clock that T. Clock that T.
You really do love him, don't you? That anyone can deserve you. But it seems I am overruled.
Oh, that's wonderful acting by Mr. Sutherland right here.
Could not have parted with you, my Lizzie, to anyone less worthy.
This is so wholesome.
Any young men come for marry or Kitty, for heaven's sake, send them in. I'm quite at my leisure.
Oh, wonderful. Alright, so that was Pride and Prejudice. First off, let me just say I liked the movie. It was well done. I have no complaints at all, really. No, I like the cinematography, the acting was on point, the direction, the shot company, the various cuts, editing, all that wonderful. And it was like a really nice love story. Not a rom-com or anything, just, love story. But yeah, before I get into deep, I will say I do know a lot of the actors that appeared in this. I'm just go through them right now. Okay, so Tallulah Riley, she played Mary, and I've seen her in a few things. Most poignantly as... I've not seen her in a few things. I've only seen her in Pride and Prejudice and also in Doctor Who. She played Miss Evangelista in the Silence in the Library and Forest of the Dead. That is an amazing, one of the best two-parters of New Who that we've had out. So she did her thing as Miss Evangelista, so I got to give her that up. She's also in Westworld, which is famous, and Inception, and also Thor: The Dark World. So I've seen Thor: The Dark World and Inception, but I don't remember her. So there was somebody in small parts. I have not watched Westworld. She was in like 12 episodes, it says, but I've not seen her. I've not seen Westworld, so I can't comment on that really. Rosamund Pike, she was in Gone Girl. So yeah, and also she was in Jack Reacher. I watched Jack Reacher. She was I remember her, but yeah, she was in Gone Girl as Amy, and yeah, she was amazing in that movie. Apparently, she was also in The World's End. I don't remember her in that. So I don't know, but yeah, I remember her. She was definitely did her thing in Gone Girl. I think she was also in Saltburn. I have not watched Saltburn yet, but I know she's in The Wheel of Time. I've not seen those two, so but apparently she's immaculate in Saltburn, and I heard some people saying she could have been nominated in is it Best Supporting or Best Actress in for this year's Oscars. We do know who was nominated in this year's Oscars. Carey Mulligan. Took me a while to recognize her in face, but she was also, speaking of Miss Evangelista with Tallulah Raleigh, she was also in Doctor Who as Sally Sparrow. In one of those episodes, she was also in Public Enemies. I think I've seen that one. I'm not sure. But I do remember her in Drive. She was opposite Ryan Gosling, and in The Great Gatsby, opposite Leonardo DiCaprio. Yeah. Promising Young Woman. I want to watch that. It's on my list. Maestro. Yeah, I saw her in that with opposite Bradley Cooper. Donald Sutherland. It's just a lot of stuff. I remember him most from the Hunger Games show series, and I've seen him other stuff, but he's been in other stuff, so I'm not even gonna go through. I think it says here he's in Pillars of the Earth. I think I watched that series, and he was in all episodes, so I must have seen him. And he's in a lot of stuff, so yeah. Kelly Riley, who played Caroline Bingley, she was in the Sherlock Holmes movies and also in Flight with Denzel. So I must have seen her in that. Some other stuff too. So, but yeah, primarily Matthew Macfadyen. Says here was in Succession. I've not seen Succession. I need to watch that. Oh, apparently he's in Deadpool and Wolverine. Interesting. Also, is there Operation Mincemeat? I did see that. So I must have seen his face. But so that's why he was familiar to me. And says there was also in the Pillars of the Earth. Oh, so I must have seen him also there. He was Pillars of the Earth with Donald Sutherland. So yeah. Anything else I'm seeing here? I did a quick run through of this before, so if I don't remember everything directly, so whatever, you know. Rupert Friend, who played Mr. Wickham, I do remember him most definitely from, oh no, what's this? Homeland. Peter Quinn. Who's Peter Quinn? I don't remember who Peter Quinn was in Homeland, but I did watch. I don't think I watched at least 2 to 3 seasons of that. This is 57 episodes. I don't remember how many seasons that is. It was like 10, 12 episodes. So it was that's like 4 or 5 seasons. Definitely watch. I don't think I watched all 5 seasons. So, but I did watch him in that. So, yeah. Tom Hollander is in a lot of stuff here. A lot of stuff. Says here, let me go through his list there. Bohemian Rhapsody. What else? Mission Impossible Rogue Nation. Yeah, I've seen him in that. I remember him. Pirates of the Caribbean as Cutler Beckett. I remember him from that. Yeah. Yeah, and some other stuff too. Penelope Wilton. I remember her from Shaun of the Dead. She played the mother of Sean. She was also in the Best Exotic Marigold Hotel. There is also a second best. I haven't watched that one. I've watched the first one, Best Exotic. Apparently she was also in Downton Abbey. I haven't seen Downton Abbey, so. She was Harriet Jones in Doctor Who. I see a lot of these people have been in Doctor Who. She was Harriet Jones in Doctor Who. Yeah, Harriet Jones. Iconic role in Doctor Who. Other stuff too, I'm not go through it too much for a minute. Yeah. Peter Wright. I only really know him from Hot Fuzz. He says here Roy Porter. I'm not gonna go deep in that, but that must be why I remember his face. Some other stuff too. He's been like 153 stuff, film and TV. So no, I'm not gonna go through that. And finally, Jenna Malone. She was in the Hunger Games as Joanna, so that is definitely what I remember her most from. What else she did in Sucker Punch? Yes, I remember her from Sucker Punch. Yes, that movie. Who's that movie again? The Sucker Punch. Who was this Sucker Punch? That was Zack Snyder. Yeah. Touch by an Angel. I don't think. Donnie Darko. Oh, that's on my list. I need to watch Donnie Darko. I have a lot of movies on my list to watch. Yeah, so. But yeah, okay, so. Oh, and Judi Dench is Judi Dench, so not even need to go into that, isn't me? Judi Dench. Okay, so before so I was looking at IMDb for their cast list and everything. This is Part 5 when spirited Elizabeth Bennet meets single, rich, and proud Mr. Darcy. But Mr. Darcy reluctantly finds himself falling in love with a woman beneath his class. Can each overcome their own pride and prejudice? And it's an apt name. So, like I said, I don't even need to go into like I was commenting throughout the entire thing about the cinematography and all that and the shots and the cuts that they're making and everything. I really, really like that. Overall thing I need to talk about in this discussion. This is keeping it concise here. Hopefully. So pride. Both Mr. Darcy and Elizabeth, they're both prideful. Elizabeth's prideful in her sense that she is proud of who she is. She's not willing to back down and anything. She was raised by her father to stick to her mind and everything. Like even though so when Mr. Collins proposed, and she rejected this proposal, and then her mother wanted the father to force her to marry, and then she stuck to her guns and everything, and he relented and everything. So you see her pride that way, is that she is stubborn. She is stuck in her ways, and she will not change. She's proud of who she is. She will not change just for a man, just for society. You know, she was answering back to Lady Catherine about not being able to draw and about being bad at the piano and all that stuff, and she was like, yeah. So that's her pride. And Mr. Darcy, his pride is in the way that he carries himself in terms of I am rich and I didn't know how to talk to people I did not know, so I'm just going to be miserable and I'm just going to stick to this thing and I'm just going to observe, and if in my estimation you don't meet what I think you should meet, then I'm just going to do what I think is right, and I'm going to dissuade my friends from associating with you, and I'm going to be, oh, you Caroline, you do not agree about Miss Bing, you do not agree with this marriage thing. Oh yes, an easy excuse. I will run with it, just all them someday, and so he's prideful. He's just like stubborn. He's He's set in his ways. He's not gonna cow to anybody. Except maybe his aunt, but everything. But he relents in the end. But yeah, he's just like his pride in terms of how he is, and so we see that there's a similarity there between Elizabeth and Mr. Darcy, even though they are not the same, but they have that characteristic to them, that trait to them that impedes their mutual affection, and so they judge each other of those initial impressions, and they're not for changing until like they see, you know, the light, so to say. Mr. Darcy saw it's quicker than she did. It took her a while, so she was more prideful in that sense. You could guess, because Mr. Darcy was willing to overcome the prejudice, which I'll come to a little bit. But yeah, so it took her a while, and it was when Mr. Darcy, like even let go further of his pride, because he let go of his pride to confess his feelings for her, and then eventually he let go more to fix the things. He fixed Jane and Mr. Name? Whatever his name. Bringley, Mr. B. Yeah, he fixed the thing with Mr. B, and then he saved the family from embarrassment because Lydia ran off with Mr. Wickham and everything, you know. So that, and then she eventually saw that she really did love him, and the thing that was also impeded them was the prejudice, because even though she's near, they have an estate and everything, they're not of well means and everything, because there are no men, it's just the one guy, and Mr. Collins is the inherit, and so, and their estate doesn't produce a lot. It produces enough to employ staff and everything, but not enough to be like how Mr. Darcy is and how Mr. B is. So, and so Lady Catherine is judging them, and also because the ladies weren't raised to have like a governess or anything like that, and so they're looked down upon, and because of where they are and everything, and so that impedes them. And Mr. Darcy is like, I don't care, I'm gonna forego this and get in, but it impeded Jane and Mr. B, because that was one of the things that, even though their families, Caroline didn't like the families and everything, that could have been overlooked if they had money and everything, you know, and status, but that was counting against them, so bam. And then Lady Catherine also counted that against them, you know, and it also did a thing for Elizabeth, because she thought, because he's so proud and because of his money, she had a prejudice against him. Well founded, based on how he acted and everything, but it took her a while to let that go. So you see, this is a story about how, even though you think you know someone, there are much deeper layers to them, and it's just based on a function of how they were raised on and or their environment at the time. Maybe they're like onions, there are layers to them. That onion line, that is Rob from Love Island USA. I don't know why I'm bringing up Love Island USA right now. Yeah, season 6, this current season. But yeah, so they're onions, there are layers to them. People are complex. You may think you know them, but there's more to them, and eventually, you know, sometimes things are a slow burn. You know, you might have like an attraction to them, or you might see it, but you want to deny it. And so Mr. Darcy was attracted to Elizabeth, but he was, no, I'm not gonna do that thing. So that was a thing here, but they each learned to let go. People learned to let go. Not everyone did, but you know, the main characters did, and eventually led them to having love. And yeah, so that's the moral of the story. It's true in a lot of cases, not every case though, so you have to have discernment, see why people loved it. I don't love it, but I really like it a lot. I would rate it like a 7 out of 10, 7.5 out of 10, like something like that. So really, really good story, and yeah, I'm glad I watched it. I had a very good time. It was a joy. So I'll just check if I had anything more to say, but I really don't. It's just a really good movie. Good. Just repeating myself here. Cinematography, acting, a lovely story. Pick up, who is the director of this? Joe Wright. Pick up Joe Wright. You did your thing. 10 out of 10, bro. 10 out of 10. Loved it. It's not that the best movie ever made, but you did well with this material. I really like the choices you made. If I was looking at a more critical thing, I might have disagreed with this or whatever, but that's nitpicking, and why do I need to do that? I liked it. I had a good time. That's what counts. Goodbye.